to meet our authors today.
Me too. So let's start our show.
Okay, now let's start.
Hello, book lovers, young minds, and everyone joining us today. Welcome to Voices of Modern Literature, where we explore the lives, inspirations, and works of some of the modern authors. By the way, I am Jonna May.
And I am Erica. Today we have an incredible lineup of authors who will share their journeys, creative processes, and advice for aspiring writers. We'll hear from James Joyce, Aldous Huxley, J.K. Rowling, George Orwell, W.B. Yeats, and C.S. Lewis.
So, before we dive into the questions, let's have our authors introduce themselves with a little background of their life and schooling. Welcome to our show, The Voices of Modern Literature. So, can you first introduce yourself?
Thank you for having me, Miss Jonna and Miss Erica. I am James Joyce from Dublin, born on February 12, 1882. I grew up in a large Catholic family where my language and storytelling began in my youth, inspired by the city and its people. I studied at Belvedere College, later at University College Dublin, where literature and languages shaped my mind.
Hey, your life in Dublin seems to have really shaped your attention and human thought, something that my favorite author Eliot has deeply appreciated.
With my favorite author, Tolkien, who would recognize how your childhood experiences fueled your imagination. Thank you. How about you, Aldous?
Hello everyone, I am Aldous Huxley, born in July 26, 1894 from Godalming, England. So, from a younger age, I was surrounded by books and thinkers in my family, which shaped my curiosity and love for ideas. Studying at Eton and Oxford College gives me a foundation to explore writing and philosophy. Thank you.
Intellectual bringing mirrors Eliot and deep study and reflection.
Tolkien would admire the balance of scholarship and imagination in his background also with you. How about you, Miss Rowling?
Hello everyone, I am Joanne Catherine Rowling, born on July 31 1965 in Yate, England. Writing was a part of me from very young age. I love creating characters and creating stories and exploring characters. My parents encouraged me in my writing, my reading, and also my sister influenced me.
Rowling, your journey reminds me of my favorite author, Tolkien, nurturing imagination with family and mentorship. That's good.
Similar with Eliot, he has a deep appreciation with engagement with literature that shaped your craft.
And now, how about you, Mr. Orwell?
Hello, I'm George Orwell, born on June 25, 1903 in Motihari, India. So my early life taught me that about social division and importance of truth. At Eton, I developed a love from literature, which inspired my mission to write with clarity and purpose.
Your awareness of social realities is something that Eliot will notice.
Tolkien would recognize how real life struggles ground imaginative storytelling in you. Thank you. And how about you, Mr. Yeats?
Hello, I am William Butler Yeats, born on June 13, 1865 in Ireland, and my mother's influence shaped my imagination, and my schooling in Dublin exposed me to more literature and art.
Your connection to culture and myth and reminds me of Eliot's attention to symbolic and spiritual depth.
And also my favorite author, and I would resonate with how folklore and landscape inspire imagination. Thank you so much, Yeats. How about you, Mr. Lewis?
Hello everyone, I am C.S. Lewis, born on November 29, 1898. in Belfast, Ireland. Books and fairy tales and my experiences growing up in Belfast shaped my imagination. My father and brother nurtured my curiosity, and later Tolkien became a major influence in my writing journey. Thank you.
Lewis, your mentorship is clearly reflected in your fantastical worlds. That's very nice.
So you have similar with my favorite author, which is Eliot, that he is also appreciating the focus of inner life and moral reflection.
Thank you all for your wonderful presentation for this introductions of this show.
So, modern authors, I have here a few questions for you to answer. So, let's start with what inspired you to become a writer, Mr. Joyce?
I was inspired to become a writer by my fascination with language and by the stories I observe around me in Dublin. Everyday life, ordinary people, and the complexity of human thought push me to express myself through writing.
Similar with Eliot, he also explored the depth of your exploration and language and consciousness.
How about you, Mr. Huxley?
I became a writer because books were always around me and writing helped me understand the world. It was the best way for me to express my thoughts and questions about life.
Similar with Tolkien, my favorite author, it would resonate with how imagination and story building are central to your inspiration. Thank you. Can you tell us about your childhood, Miss Rowling? What was it like growing up?
My childhood was a mix of quiet moments and constant reading. I grew up in England, and her house was filled with books. I wasn't the most athletic or sociable child. I preferred corners of house where I could read in peace.
Tolkien would love how your childhood shaped your fantasy and making abilities.
What about you, Mr. Lewis? Can you share your childhood life and what are your biggest influences?
I grew up in Belfast, Ireland. My childhood was filled with books, fairy tales, and adventures in my own mind. After my mother passed away, stories become my escape and comfort. My father, who loved literature, and my brother, Warnie, with whom I built imaginary worlds. Later, my dear friend J.R.R. Tolkien also influenced my thinking and writing journey.
Sounds so good. The way you integrate early experiences in your work reminds me of Eliot's attention and formative influences. So the third question is, what was school like for you? Did you already enjoy reading and writing then, and what were your early struggles? Mr. Orwell?
School was strict and class-packed. Reading comforted with me. Writing helped escape the hierarchy. I served in Burma's Imperial Police, then lived among the poor doing menial work, experiences that shaped my views on injustice.
Eliot also values persistence and dedication despite challenges.
Can you share about yours, Mr. James Joyce?
School encouraged my love for learning. I enjoy reading from an early age, and writing quickly became my favorite way to express ideas. Literature was where I felt most at home. Before becoming a writer, I worked as a teacher and wrote small articles to earn money. My early struggles includes poverty, frequent rejections from publishers, and difficulties in math.
Tolkien would be inspired by your ability to turn obstacle into creative fuel. What motivated you to write your first book, Mr. Aldous?
So writing became one of the few things I could still do despite of my poor vision. It felt natural and necessary. So I wrote my first book to express myself and start a new path.
Similar with Tolkien, he would also see the magic in your decision to bring new words to life. You really do have similarities.
The same questions with you, Mrs. Rowling.
The idea of Harry Potter simply arrived. I always say it fell into my mind during a train journey. From that moment, I knew that I had to write it. The world and the characters felt so real to me that not writing it would be impossible.
Same with Eliot, my favorite author. He also admired thoughtful approach for first step and literary career. So the next question is, which of your works you feel represent the most and where do your ideas usually come from? It was from real life or imagination, Mr. Joyce.
Ulysses represent me the most because it reflects my deepest interest in consciousness, identity, and extraordinary meaning found in ordinary daily life. My ideas come from both real life experiences, give me details and truth, while imagination allows me to explore deeper layers of thought and emotion.
Eliot would recognize the alignment between personal identity and artistic expression of yours.
How about you, Mr. Lewis? Can you share yours?
As for me, the Chronicles of Narnia, it shows my love for fantasy, but also my belief in hope, sacrifice, and redemption. It reflects the deeper truths of life and magic way. My ideas come from both imagination and realism. Real experiences shapes emotion, while imagination gives wings to the story.
Tolkien would applaud your blend of reality and imagination. How would you describe your writing style, Mr. Yates?
My writing style is a blend of lyricism, symbolism, and mysticism, reflecting the hidden patterns and rhythms that govern our world.
Tolkien would enjoy the imaginative and world build.
Mr. Orwell, every writer faces struggles. What challenges did you encounter?
So the challenges that I've encountered are illness, poverty, and political oppositions. Yet I felt compelled to keep writing. And criticism helped me sharpen my convictions and push me into writing with more discipline.
How about you, Mr. Joyce?
My biggest challenge was my eyesight and my health. Criticism humbled and pushed me to improve my writing. Criticism made me think harder.
Eliot would also emphasize his resilience in the face of criticism.
Tolkien would also relate to persistence through challenges. Mr. Yates, how do you balance personal life with writing? And what do you hope people learn from your stories?
It's a dedicated dance, but I've learned to listen to my heart, honor the stillness within, and weave the threads of life and art into a seamless tapestry. I hope people realize that the magic of creation is within us all, waiting to be loved. May my words inspire others to head a call of their own inner voice. How about you, Mr. Aldos?
I tried to live simply. Writing was part of my daily life, not something separate. That even difficulties, you can create something meaningful and that we must always think for ourselves.
Tolkien would value the harmony between life experiences and creativity.
Eliot would also admire discipline and integration of personal life and art.
Mr. Orwell, what do you want your legacy as a writer to be? And if you could speak to your younger self, what advice would you give?
For me, to be remembered as someone who told the truth in a world full of lies. And my advice to my younger self is that observe carefully and write honestly, no matter what others demand.
What about you, Mr. Lewis?
I hope my story continue to shine light and encourage people to search for truth and goodness. My advice for my younger self is that do not fear your doubts. They will lead you toward a stronger belief and purpose.
Tolkien would admire the advice that encourages imaginative courage.
Same with Eliot, he would appreciate your reflection and literary legacy.
Mr. Yates, what message would you like to give aspiring writers today? And why should today's readers revisit your books?
All I can say is that we must write from the depths of our soul, and the world will be yours to explore and create anew.
My words are like a fine wine maturing with time. The essence of the Celtic soul still whispers through them, waiting to be discovered.
Thank you, modern authors, for sharing your inspiring messages and works and for sharing your journey towards us.
I believe that readers will revisit your works. Thank you for your time and effort.
So next, we will be having a fast talk, a one-on-one fast talk challenge. So authors, are you all ready?
Yes. We are now in our pasta. Are you ready, Mr. Joyce?
Yes, I am.
Okay, now let's start. Pen or typewriter?
Pen.
Prose or poetry?
Prose.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Fiction.
Long novel or short stories?
Long novel.
Realism or imagination?
Realism.
Classical books or new idea?
New idea.
Morning writing or late night writing?
Late night writing.
Your favorite book you wrote?
Ulysses.
First word that comes to mind when you say writing?
Freedom.
Your favorite book you wrote?
Ulysses, it challenged from language and traditional in a way no other work of mine did.
First word that comes to mind when you say writing?
Freedom.
Hardest book you wrote?
Finnegan's Wake.
A character you relate the most?
Stephen Titandos from Ulysses.
Biggest challenges as a writer?
To break away from old structures while still being understood and to write honesty about human consciousness.
Libraries or bookshops?
Libraries.
Writing indoors or outdoors?
Indoors.
Write alone or collaborate?
Write alone.
Long walk or long reading?
Long walk.
Favorite quote in your works?
History is a nightmare from which I try to awake.
If you weren't a writer, you would be.
A singer, perhaps music's always followed me.
So that's all. Thank you, Mr. Joy.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Welcome again, Mr. Aldous Huxley, to our fast talk.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's start. Pen or typewriter?
Pen.
Prose or poetry?
Prose.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Both fiction and non-fiction.
Long novel or short stories?
Long novel.
Realism or imagination?
A mix of realism and imagination.
Classical books or new idea?
New ideas.
Morning writing or late night writing?
Morning writing.
Your favorite book you wrote?
Brave New World.
First word that comes to mind when you say writing?
Discovery.
Hardest book you wrote?
Point counterpoint.
A character you relate the most?
John the Savage. Savage searching for meaning in a confused world.
Biggest challenges as a writer?
Seeing clearly.
Libraries or bookshops?
Libraries.
Writing indoors or outdoors?
Writing indoors.
Write alone or collaborate?
Write alone.
Long walk or long reading?
Long walk.
Favorite quote in your works?
Words can be like X-rays if you use them properly.
If you weren't a writer, you would be.
A scientist.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Aldous, for coming here again. Hello, Miss Rowling. How are you today?
I'm good.
So, are you ready for our pasta?
Yes, I am.
Now, let's start. Pen or typewriter?
Pen always.
Prose or poetry?
Prose.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Fiction.
Long novel or short stories?
No, long novels.
Realism or imagination?
Imagination grounded in truth.
Classical books or new idea?
Both, but new ideas keep me alive as a writer.
Morning writing or late night writing?
Late night.
Your favorite book you wrote?
Harry Potter and the Prince of Azkaban.
First word that comes to mind when you say writing?
Freedom.
Hardest book you wrote?
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Emotionally difficult from the start to finish.
A character you relate the most?
Hermione, bookish, determined, and a little too anxious at times.
Biggest challenges as a writer?
Silencing doubt long enough to let the story alive.
Libraries or bookshops?
Bookshops.
Writing indoors or outdoors?
Indoors.
Write alone or collaborate?
Alone.
Long walk or long reading?
Long reading always.
Favorite quote in your works?
Happiness can be found even in the darkest of time if one only remembers to turn on the light.
If you weren't a writer, you would be.
A teacher. It was my job once. I love it.
That's all. Thank you, Miss. Thank you, Rowling.
Welcome to our Fast Talk, Mr. Orwell. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, now let's start. Pen or typewriter?
Typewriter. Prose or poetry? Prose.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Both. Long novel or short stories? A long novel.
Realism or imagination?
Realism. Classical books or new idea? New ideas.
Morning writing or late night writing?
Morning writing. Your favorite book you wrote? Homage of Catalonia.
First word that comes to mind when you say writing?
Duty. Hardest book you wrote? 1984. It cost me my health.
A character you relate the most?
Winston Smith, an ordinary man crushed for telling the truth. Biggest challenges as a writer? Saying what must said, despite pressure not to.
Libraries or bookshops?
Libraries. Writing indoors or outdoors? Outdoors.
Write alone or collaborate?
Alone. Long walk or long reading? A long walk.
Favorite quote in your works?
In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. If you weren't a writer, you would be a teacher or a farmer, something that is honest. Okay? Thank you. Hello, Mr. Yes. Are you ready for our pasta?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, now let's start. Pen or typewriter?
Pen.
Prose or poetry?
Poetry.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Non-fiction.
Long novel or short stories?
Short stories.
Realism or imagination?
Imagination.
Classical books or new idea?
Classical books.
Morning writing or late night writing?
Late night writing.
Your favorite book you wrote?
The Tower, I wrote it on 1928 for the start and lecture fashion.
First word that comes to mind when you say writing?
Artifacts.
Hardest book you wrote?
A vision due to the difficulty of imposing coherence upon the automatic script and philosophical system.
A character you relate the most?
Crazy Jane for her joyous and defiant acceptance of the unity and of soul and body.
Biggest challenges as a writer?
To make my soul and to translate the mystical vision into a powerful, clear, and colloquial tongue.
Libraries or bookshops?
Libraries.
Writing indoors or outdoors?
Indoors.
Write alone or collaborate?
Write alone.
Long walk or long reading?
Long walk in the Irish countryside, it feeds the mind.
Favorite quote in your works?
A terrible beauty is born from Easter 1960.
If you weren't a writer, you would be
A mystic or a magician delving into a great memory. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Thank you.
Hello, Mr. C.S. Lewis. Are you ready for your pasta?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, now let's start. Pen or typewriter?
Pen.
Prose or poetry?
Prose.
Fiction or non-fiction?
A blend of both.
Long novel or short stories?
Long novel.
Realism or imagination?
Imagination.
Classical books or new idea?
Both.
Morning writing or late night writing?
Morning writing.
Your favorite book you wrote?
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
First word that comes to mind when you say writing?
Wonder.
Hardest book you wrote?
The Screw Tapes Letters. The Devil's Voice is not pleasant.
A character you relate the most?
Aslan, because he reflects the hope I believe in.
Biggest challenges as a writer?
Turning deep truths into simple stories anyone can love.
Libraries or bookshops?
Libraries.
Writing indoors or outdoors?
Indoors with tea and a quiet room.
Write alone or collaborate?
Alone.
Long walk or long reading?
Long walk.
Favorite quote in your works?
Courage, dear heart.
For your last card, if you weren't a writer, you would be.
A philosopher. Still searching for truth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Looking at our authors, it seems pen are favored over typewriters. Eliot himself would definitely approve of the tactile connection.
Yes, and imagination shines through prose and fiction, reflecting how Tolkien valued storytelling that transcends reality.
Also, novels are often preferred for exploring complex ideas.
While morning and late night writing varies, the dedication to schedule and routine shows how authors like Tolkien crafted worlds consistently.
Realism and imagination are beautifully blended, showing that clarity and depth can exist just like Eliot balanced tradition and innovation.
Classic wisdom and new ideas intertwine, much like Tolkien's mythic worlds built on rich lore.
Today, we explore the minds of our featured authors. Each has shown us the power of words, imagination, and reflection.
This author shows that literatures connect us across time and generation.
Thank you to our incredible guests and to our audience for joining Voices of Modern Literature. Keep reading,
Keep imagining
and keep writing.
That you'll ever do.